Hey, your weather update's brought to you by Integrity Exteriors. It's 57 and hazy in Hales Corners, getting up to 66 today. Oh, baby. Tomorrow for opening day, maybe a little showers, but it'll be pretty nice.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
What it is, what it do. A happy high noon to you on this Mike Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Tommy, who the hell is that on the air with you?
On the air?
Yeah, like who are you on the radio with today?
Was I on the radio today?
No, who are you on with right now?
Oh, you. Yeah.
Because that doesn't look like me.
I shaved as well today, but I just made sure it wasn't like
Tommy,
mad scientists going on here.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder, bro.
Right. And now it doesn't look like I did at all. And you look like a completely different human right now. You look 10 years younger, Mitch.
Do I?
If you had brown hair right now.
So now I look 50? Normally I look 60.
Normally you look 60.
Now I
you
look my
look
age.
50. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a sight to see. If you want to go check it out,
Please do.
youtube.com/WI Sports Radio or on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, WI Sports Radio.
Exactly. This is the Mason Crosby Show. It's Mike Hump Day, Mason Human Wednesday. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. And we are 25 hours away.
Awesome.
From Tommy Wirtz's life changing. Actually, we're like 23 hours away because you start tomorrow at 11 with the first of 162 at a minimum, hopefully more, leadoff shows starting tomorrow at 11 o'clock. You will be at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel inside the Annex. I was there last Thursday. You're there this Thursday. Kuhn and Rami will be there from 9 to 11. Tim Allen and Tommy Wirtz from 11 to 1. Pato is the place to be. Remember, free Surfside drinks while supplies last. Do I like that? Food for purchase, games and fun, and shuttles to the game starting at 11 a.m., running every 15 minutes. So make sure you join the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network for the home opener tailgate party tomorrow from 9 to 1 at the casino, Potawatomi Casino Hotel,
and
the sportsbook in the Annex.
If you want a nice shirt like me and Mitch Nellis are wearing
let's
here,
go.
A couple of different options, right? You have the yellow, I have the white on right now.
For those of you who are listening on the radio, the shirt is navy blue.
Yes.
The logo is either in yellow or in white.
Got a nice little
smile, Milwaukee, and the world will smile back.
Yeah, they're nice. So limited supply of those.
Is that a Tim Allenism?
It is a Tim Allenism.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
That's it. That is traditional sign off. He's only been saying that for 21 years, right?
For a Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's about right. This is the Mason Crosby Show, and I'm excited for opening day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you're not. Tommy, I don't know if you saw this. There's one game today.
There is. I'm excited to watch it.
You got Netflix, bro?
I do have Netflix.
Okay.
I was going to ask, do you know where you can watch it? Yankees Giants, right?
Yankees Giants. What franchise for years and years and years always had the first pitch? Do you know this?
Oh, there was a team that would traditionally start every year.
I want to say through the 70s and 80s into the 90s, always had the first pitch. Even if it was like they started at 11 and everybody else started at 11:05, or they started at 1 and everybody else started at 1:05. They always had the first
I
pitch.
have a couple guesses.
Okay.
I'm going to start with old stadiums and say Boston or Wrigley.
Not Boston or Wrigley.
Okay.
Not good guesses though.
Then I'm going to go to old. Then I'm going to go to old franchise. I'm going to go Tigers.
Ooh, Tigers. I feel like is a little warmer.
Okay.
Than Red Sox or Cubs.
So the Dodgers.
No, wrong way.
Right. It's got to be on the east.
It's central.
Central Cardinals.
Yeah. Closer.
Royals.
Same color and division.
Reds.
Yes.
Really?
The Cincinnati Reds for years and years and years. I don't know exactly why. I don't know. There's probably somebody could text into the Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. The Cincinnati Reds for years and years and years had the earliest first pitch, and that was like their thing. And then obviously the U.S. started playing games overseas. No overseas games this year, Tommy. Are you a little surprised by that they didn't play like a mini series, 5 days ago in Korea or in Japan with the Cubs and the Dodgers?
Do you
or
think
whatever
the WBC, they felt like that handled it for them a little bit?
I think that's a good point. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. That would make my most sense. At least.
I agree. I'm surprised though that they're not doing that every year. That's not just something they implemented and then went with every year.
Well, especially
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like 3 a.m. baseball.
No, who does like that? But like, look at the NFL, right? And how much they're expanding globally, and how every year they're starting on a Wednesday this year because they want to be in Australia, right? And the baseball world with the WBC, look at how popular it looked like it was outside of America, right. And there's still just only no games on. Are they bringing back Field of Dreams this year, or
I don't know? That's a good question.
Alabama.
Well, we know they're bringing back the Little League game.
Yes,
because it's Braves and Brewers.
Brewers will be there. Yeah,
August 23rd.
They should play on the Little League.
Is there
field.
any way we can go
to Williamsport?
We can go to Williamsport. Is there any way we can get in? I have a buddy who is convinced because he like buys 5 games a year that like the Brewers are going to hook him up, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like they seat 3,000. It's like 3,000 seats. Who's getting to that game? We should have had Sparky ask Schlesinger that yesterday. I know Rick Schlesinger was on Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer yesterday. Who gets to go to that game? Like, do the Brewers and Braves get X amount? And it's a lottery, or is it employees of the team, or is it just like Little League VIP Little League families?
Right. The Williamsport kids,
right?
Yeah, for the most part, but. Opening day is here tomorrow, and I can't wait for baseball season. I feel like I need baseball season. This last few weeks.
What have you been doing in the past? Yeah, what have you went to Arizona for a week.
I get it, and that was baseball season for me. Right. And now, instead, the biggest Packer news is, that there's yoga that's going to start happening at Lambeau.
We're going big with yoga. I get the whole you know what? I printed out the press release, bro. It's right here.
The Bucks are just completely irrelevant, and you can't help but bet against them, even when they're winning a basketball game now.
It's insane.
And I just want Brewers baseball to be here to at least give me some form of excitement for a little bit of time here, because you can't make any impressions after one game, and you're always going to be curious a month or 2 months in, and then maybe you can start developing some sort of thoughts about it. But I need baseball season, and it starts off with a bang, right? Jacob Mizorowski on the bump for the first time, and his first opening day roster. He's obviously, the rotation is set. The lineup we saw yesterday was exciting. Jake Bauers is the best player of all time in spring.
Ever.
I'm all in on baseball right now.
We've got a lot to get to on the show today, and I have a few different directions I want to go to with regards to opening day. Number one, and I threw this up on my Facebook page. So this is my personal Facebook page and my Thunder MKE page. What is your opening day tradition? And is it tailgating or is it something else? And I would love to hear, do you go to Kelly's Bleachers? Do you go to the Stadium Bar? Do you have your spot in Wausau that you go to watch the opening day every year? So I'd love to hear 414-677-1250, or if you want to find us on Twitter or Facebook or on YouTube. What is your opening day tradition? As Tommy just said, Jacob Mizorowski's on the mound. He'll be facing off against Shane Smith, who's from Danvers, Mass, which I did not know that until I just clicked on his bio. Shane Smith last year was 7-8 with a 3.81 ERA, but a 1.20 WHIP. 145 strikeouts in 146 innings. So a strikeout an inning, 58 walks, so 2.5 K to walk ratio. Shane Smith, in a season that the White Sox think they're going to be a little bit better. I don't know if they're going to be a lot better. They did get the Japanese slugger, so that kind of changes things around. They traded out Luis Robert to the Mets, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds right.
And so, but still, like, not an ace at the front of their staff. And
Shane was awesome last year for them, and if you remember the name a little bit,
that's awesome.
He was a Brewers farm, and then was Rule of 5, I believe, to get out of there. And they lost him, and he was their lone all-star last season. So I actually don't know if
he was awesome though. 8-7 with a 3.81. I don't know if that's
3.81 is not
good.
It's for a Rule of 5 pick guy. I mean. Yeah. What was Chad Patrick? Did Chad Patrick get 3.6? Was he that low? I
don't know.
Feel like 3.6.
He devolved a little bit at the end.
Right. So I'm just excited to see what goes on tomorrow. And Murakami, like, imagine if he pans out and his first career game is at Milwaukee. That's kind of a cool storyline to keep an eye on too. And we know kind of what the opening day roster looks like at this point. Some, Brandon Lockridge going to be up there with the club for the first time. Now,
are there any surprise? I mean, the only surprise we're waiting on is who is Woodford going to replace, right?
Well, if he is going to replace that,
he has to, or they cut him.
Right.
There's no other choice, right?
He's
not accepting a AAA assignment, is he?
No, they have some weird thoughts going on with Matt Arnold. He spoke about it a little bit yesterday. There isn't a guarantee, but it's very likely he's going to be on the opening.
Right. What else?
Roster.
What else would they do?
Yeah, that's my thought too, Mitch.
But it's not a thought. Isn't it just fact? Like, if he doesn't make the major league roster, they can send him to AAA and he can refuse it and become a free agent.
Right. And
is he not going to do that? Like, do you think? Is there a thought that he would take that assignment to AAA?
Look, Casey Hunt wasn't a top 10 prospect. He might not even been a top 20, but if he was, it was fringe top 20 for the Brewers last year. However, he had a very good season last year in the minor leagues. I would be very shocked if they were trading him away for a guy that they are hoping accepts an assignment.
Right. 414-677-1250 is the phone number. Shane Smith, by the way, in 24, splitting his time mostly in Biloxi, a little bit in Nashville. Overall was 6-3 with a 3.05 ERA, 113 strikeouts in 94 innings in AA and AAA. Must have been just outside the 40-man roster for the White Sox to be able to grab him from the Milwaukee Brewers. So a little intrigue tomorrow then.
We literally just got the Brewers lineup at noon here. I just saw it
for tomorrow.
Well, no, the 26-man roster.
Oh, the roster.
Yes. Okay. So that we all have it for clarification here. It is infielders Jake Bauers, David Hamilton, Joey Ortiz, Luis Rengifo, Bryce Turang, Andrew Vaughn. Right?
Hold on. Do you take any umbrage on Jake Bauers being listed as an infielder?
No, it means nothing to me.
Is there any utility listing that they could have used where it's like infielder / outfielder, something like that?
No, it means nothing to me. I think we're good. I think we're fine. Outfield of Churio, Frelick, Mitchell, Lockridge, Yelich, which again we know Yelich is not really going to be
right.
The injured list starts off with Akil Baddoo, Stuart Baroa, Quinn Priester, Craig Yoho, Rob Zastryzny. So maybe Rob Zastryzny's injury also making a spot for this as well.
So I could have told you that Zastryzny was going to start on the injured list. Did you know? I mean, we knew he was hurt. When I was in the Brewers locker room in Arizona on Monday, his locker was still there.
Right.
Like all the lockers were cleared out except for these guys.
Right. But he was a lefty that we were thinking of like, oh, there's a lot of lefties, right? The catchers being Contreras and Gary Sanchez. Pitchers, Grant Anderson, Aaron Ashby, DL Hall, Kyle Harrison, Jared Koenig, Trevor McGill, Jacob Mizorowski, Chad Patrick, Brandon Sproat, Abner Uribe, Jake Woodford, Brandon Woodruff, and Angel Serpa.
So there's 13. I think everybody made it. Like, I mean, Gasser wasn't going to make it. We already knew that.
Well, Woodford made it over Gasser?
No,
McGee.
He made it over Easton McGee because Easton McGee got put on the injured list.
Yes.
So the question is, I guess now when Easton McGee comes back.
No, when Rob Zastryzny comes back.
Well, both of them.
McGee's not on the injured list.
He is.
Not on the one that the Brewers just tweeted out.
Yeah, on the email. The email. I'm sorry. They optioned him to AAA.
Yes.
All right. So they optioned Easton McGee to AAA.
Right.
I think that was the surprise. So they replaced the righty with a righty.
Well, if Zastryzny comes back, then I don't know where they go. Woodford, but then they're bringing another lefty in. So,
well, I think they to go slow. I mean, they have the luxury of going slowly with Zastryzny. Zastryzny might be ready to come back, but they don't need to be in any rush with him.
Well, and I also think that long relief role might be less common this year because I'm going to be pretty confident that Serpa's going to lock down the 7th inning.
I agree with that, and they don't have Freddie, so they don't have to deal with a 5-inning guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, especially at the beginning of the year, they guys don't go that deep into games, so I think you could see some early work as guys work up. I mean, listen, Mizorowski wants to pitch 7 innings. I don't think Woodruff is a 7-inning guy.
No.
Especially to start the season. But then you have Sprout, Harrison, and is Ashby starting?
No.
Who's
the rotation was set the other day.
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick.
All those guys can go deep, right? And all those guys are young. And the hope is that if Sprout, Harrison, and Patrick can pitch to their abilities, they're going into, they might not go 7, but they could get into the 7th. They're going 6. They're going 6 1/3. If they do that, you don't need as many middle guys as you did, frankly, when Freddie was going 5. And Freddie was going a great 5. And we love Freddie. We don't wish the Mets well, but we wish Freddie well. But hopefully this year's starters, at least 4 of the 5, and protecting Woody a little bit, but 4 of the 5 can go deeper into games. I do wonder what you think, Tommy, about Miz and his ability to go deep into games with the way he throws, with the energy that he comes out of the gates with. Does he need to learn a little pacing?
No, I don't want that from him.
So you'd rather him pitch 5 as Miz than go 7 as a pace.
Freddie
Miz.
just finished top 5 in Cy Young voting last year, going 5 innings every time.
Right, and it killed the bullpen, and they had nobody pitch in the playoffs.
He was also the only guy that could pitch in the playoffs.
Well, but he couldn't. I mean, he could pitch 5 innings in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they won a game with them there. They won games. They won a series with that on top of it. Now, the Dodgers series, that ended up catching up to them because, no, they couldn't do it. They didn't have any starting
caught
pitching.
Up to them in the Cubs series when they won 2 and then lost 2 in a row.
think that they have a lot of guys here that they feel can go deep into ball games,
right.
And that was a priority in the starting rotation this year. Now, Brandon Woodruff.
You don't need Miz to be one of those guys, is what you're saying.
I think Miz can be one of those guys, but I'm not going to tell him to hold back anything. I want him trying to throw 107 miles an hour every pitch.
You saw the bet he has with McAfee, right?
Yeah, there's 0% chance he hits 104 on opening day. Like, he's got to loosen up. He's got to stretch out a little bit.
I mean, you don't know his energy, bro. Ron's in Rome. Ron, you're first up on the Mason Crosby Show.
What's up, Ron?
Yeah, hi. I'm very glad that the Brewers season is starting, and I don't want to be a buzzkill, but my opening day thing is to not go to opening day.
Okay.
Because
there's no buzzkill there.
I had a 10-pack during the Prince Fielder years for several years, and one opening day I went there, and there's a lot of drunk people.
That is part of the tradition of opening day at Brewers games, no doubt about it.
And there was one guy that was so drunk he passed out, and I went to look for a cop because I thought he might be having alcohol poisoning. And when I came back, he was luckily conscious, but unfortunately for the lady in front of him, he had puked all over her.
Oh, that's gross.
So when was that, Ron? When was the last opening day you went to?
That was, during like 2010 or something. I had the tickets for 3 or 4 years when it was, the Prince Fielder years.
Okay, yeah. How many games do you go to a year now?
I go to like 3 games now because my kids are older. They can't meet me all the time, and I live, 2.5 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to 2 or 3 games, but I don't go to opening day.
Yeah, the best tradition with Ron would be going to game 2 then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
2 would be great.
Game 2 would be great. All right, cool.
Nicely done.
You.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. That's Ron in Rome. Joe in Stoughton writes into the show, I watch and quote the movie Major League on every opening day. We wear caps and sleeves at this level, son. Great. That is a great line. Charlie Sheen when he was young and a rebel and all those things. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. What is your opening day tradition? So no surprises.
When was the last opening day you went to, Mitch?
When was the last opening day I went to? Man, I've been for a number of years. My tradition was go day 2.
Yeah.
Go game 2. Because a lot of times you have opening day, then you have a day off like you do this year.
Right.
And then they play Thursday, day off Friday, then they play Saturday, Sunday. I remember for a number of years, I think the Rockies were in town, the Braves were in town. I'm trying to think who else, where I did not go opening day, but I went game 2. And opening day, a lot of time, it's because I was on the air or I was doing other things. The last opening day, I don't know. You know what opening day I do remember, though, which I know old heads like me will remember. I want to say 90, you could look this up, 96 or 97 maybe. It was the opening day. It snowed. We were at County Stadium against the Texas Rangers, and they did like a baseball giveaway.
Okay.
Like it was like a commemorative baseball. Well, at some point, like the Texas Rangers went into the like left the field because it was snowing, and I don't think the umpires had called them off. Like they decided they weren't playing. It was snowing too hard, and everybody just chucked their baseballs onto the field. Like, you know what's dangerous? A baseball giveaway at a baseball game. Way too easy to throw onto the field. I do remember that game because I think I was a student at Madison at the time, and we came over.
I went in 21, sat in the Toyota territory, so that was cool.
How'd you do that?
I was just in that area, I remember, and my boss at my last job had bought it, and it was just me and him that went. Took a shuttle, the whole experience that way. Ended up talking to this guy in the Tundra territory who had a glove, right? He was kind of like a ball hawk, if you will. And for some reason, I was talking to him long enough where I grabbed his phone number by the end of that day.
Okay.
Sure enough, in September, I end up using it. When I was working across the street, I had him call in because I saw it on TV. He caught Garrett Mitchell's first career home run.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was the last time. And then I went once in high school, played hooky junior year, I want to say. And we were just completely unprepared. Like we were so dumb and young and idiots. Like we didn't have, like we had to borrow someone's like coal smoker because our coals couldn't get hot and everything. We're eating like burger tartare the entire time. Like it was a terrible, terrible idea.
There was a kind of naive optimism surrounding the Brewers as the 1997 opener approached. The 96 team had won 80 games and were among the AL's best teams over the final month plus of the season. Ground had been broken for Miller Park. Ben McDonald was healthy. Jeff Cirillo had broken out. And in the week leading up to the game, unseasonably high temperatures had teased fans with the prospect of summertime weather. This is from the Shepherd Express, by the way. But when April 7th rolled around, temperatures lingered in the low 30s. As fans began to file into County Stadium, a biting 30-mile-an-hour wind dropped the wind chill to 0. As part of a national opening day promotion that season, every fan was handed a free souvenir baseball sponsored by True Value Hardware as they entered the park. It's always a risk to give away balls, acting team president Wendy Seelig-Prieb said after the game. But we knew we have the greatest fans in America here in Milwaukee, and we wanted to do something nice for them. Days earlier, the Kansas City Royals opener had been delayed in game when fans began tossing their baseballs onto the field. The souvenirs had also been thrown on the field in Houston and in Texas. Shortly after the first pitch, a pipe burst above a section of box seats on the first base side. It displaced 80 fans, and then on and on and on. And it was the Texas Rangers. It was the day that it rained baseballs at County Stadium. Your opening day memories. Are you going tomorrow? Does spring start in your mind tomorrow as it is opening day at American Family Field, the Milwaukee Brewers against the Chicago White Sox? 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. We have the opening day roster. No real surprises. Cannot wait to see what our lineup is. And when we come back, we're going to predict the opening day lineup for our Milwaukee Brewers. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are The Mason Crosby Show. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. This is a great opening day song for those of you on YouTube and Twitter who can't hear it. It's Rock You Like a Hurricane, the Scorpions. Sorry. Here I am, Rock Me Like a Hurricane. This is a great opening day banger for those of you who enjoy that sort of thing. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. We are taking your... Oh, Q wants to know if I can sing it, by the way. Yes, I can. I can sing it. I choose not to. We've got a lot going on, and Scott Grodsky from CBS 58, the Milwaukee affiliate, is going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. Lots of messages coming in on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. If you want to call in, you get to skip the line. But we've got a number of texts that are coming in that we need to get to. By the way, a few people did guess Reds, right? As the guess. I love that they were on it. Woodford had 72 hours to report. He was on the roster, was released, says Jeff in Green Bay. Justin from Kansas City says the family puts the Brewers flag up on the house. Everyone wears a jersey to work or school, and I watch the game at work. I love that, Justin from Kansas City. Other people confirming that Woodford got McGee's spot. Easton McGee got sent down.
I didn't want to see Easton McGee.
I don't know that you want to see Woodford, though.
I'd rather have. I'd rather
the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Yeah, well, I'd rather just at least clarify. I know what I'm getting with Easton McGee. He's never pitching in a game that's within 6 runs, and he's either going to be a 9th inning guy to make sure an arm doesn't get wasted or not. And Woodford has been stretched out a little bit longer, and that comes in from the 9-2-0. Long relief still feels like it's going to be big with Woodford, Ashby, and Hall all for that spot. But I'm telling you, Serpa, what we saw out of him in spring and in the WBC, this could be a Boxberger, Williams, Hader-esque 7-8-9 situation they're trying to do.
But those are two different conversations, Tommy. Like, you're talking about shutting down games that you're winning versus a long relief situation, which is a different situation.
Right. Well, in games that are decided by less, I understand that. But if you have a starter going 5 innings, then you have your pick of the litter for the 6th. Then you have to
get there.
You have a pick of the litter for the 6th, whoever you want to go with, whether it is an Aaron Ashby, a DL Hall, or anyone else, that Grant Anderson, if you think the righty matchup is better. And then you have 7, 8, 9 of Serpa, Uribe, and McGill. And I don't know that I really want to use those guys for 1 inning. Like, I don't even know that I really want to use Ashby or Hall or Woodford or. I think Serpa could also be a guy that maybe does go more than 1 innings. Yeah, they were talking about maybe stretching him out a little bit at the beginning.
I like how you laid it out originally. I want 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah,
like I don't want to deal with any of those guys more than 1 inning. But we know that Ashby and Hall can pitch lights out if they need to for an inning here and there. 262 says, Mitch, one guy, Freddie, did not kill the bullpen. Also, pitching wasn't the problem against the Dodgers. It was the offense. I would agree. I would argue pitching was the issue against the Cubs. When Murph, who we all love, I mean, I can disagree with him. I disagree with the concept of pitching Ashby in game 2. It should have been Priester. I still believe it should have been Priester. I think they would have played better. I still think they get destroyed by the Dodgers, but I think they take care of the Cubs in less than 5, and I think they play better against the Dodgers if Priester starts game 2 at home, comfortable, and then they figure out Ashby or whatever it needs to be after that. That was mine. How excited are you? And what is your over-under? 2.5 innings, Tommy. 2.5 innings for our first helmet tap.
Oh,
what? There's got to be betting. There's got to be betting lines on when the first one's going to happen, right? Are you here for it?
I'm here for it. Man,
do you think it'll happen in the first 2 innings?
I'm going to say yes. Why not? Right? I think so. It's going to be a new rule that we'll see this year. A couple of things that I was reading up on about it too. Okay. So expecting on average about 4 challenges a game.
Okay.
Adding at about a 50% clip.
Okay.
I think it was 55, 58, something like that. Yep. Successful rate. And then the estimation is it adds only about 1 minute of game time.
We were watching when they were challenging games of Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we were at the A's Dodgers game. Sunday, of course, we were at the Brewers Cubs game in at the Cubs Stadium. And some of those calls, it's like they call a ball, and then they replay it, and like a tiny inch of the baseball clips the strike zone, and so they overturn it. And I'm like, that's not an overturned call.
Yeah.
Like that's a ball.
Yeah.
Like if the ump calls it a ball, that's a ball. I don't know.
I would also like to bring this up too with the
right.
pitching situation.
Yep.
Pitching wasn't a problem in there. The Brewers had Jacob Mizorowski, who pitched one game in that NLCS, and he had given up just one earned run in his 5 innings of work. Right? He had a 1.8 ERA. He pitched great.
Yep.
Grant Anderson had 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up a run. Gasser pitched 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up a run. And then they got 4 innings out of Koenig and Priester, who each did not give up an earned run in that time after that. After Chad Patrick, Trevor McGill, Aaron Ashby, Freddie Peralta, Abner Uribe, Tobias Myers, Jose Quintana, all of the remaining pitchers that we just named, ERA over 4 in that series. So while I do agree the offense stunk against the Dodgers in that series and was you got to score to win, right? You got to score to win. But as far as pitching was not the problem, the pitching wasn't ideal either at that time, and it really hurt them because they didn't have anyone who could go long.
Right. I mean, yes, that was a big problem. They gave up the huge game to Ohtani, of course.
That was stupid.
But by then the series was over. Yes. Like when and listen, our guy, and we love him ride or die, but when Terang didn't come through at the end of game 1, the series was over. And so that changed the whole complexion because everyone in that stadium thought the Brewers were going to come back and tie or win that game.
Yeah.
And he just had to stick his knee out.
Caleb Durbin, 3.08 average in that series. He was 4 for 13.
He's a dog.
Next highest was Jake Bowers, who had a 2 for 9. So that's 222. Yep. Churio batted 200, and everyone else in that lineup under that number of the Mendoza line.
920 writes in about Ron and Rome, who said that he called in, said he doesn't want to be a buzzkill, and then he buzzes. That's funny. Carrie and Tosa writes in, I go to 20 plus games and I never go to the opener because I'm there to watch. Well, I broke that tradition last year and went for Euchre. Guess who's going back again tomorrow? This girl can't wait another minute. And I think that's how we all feel. 414-677-1250. Nikolai Law talking text line. We are just so ready for Brewers baseball starting tomorrow. 1:10 first pitch. Shane Smith, Jacob Mizorowski. Tommy, is there any chance that Bill Contreras walks out to the plate and says to the ump, hey, he's going to throw it right down the middle. Call it a ball. Let's first pitch. Let's make history. I'll tap my helmet. You'll start laughing and we'll just get it. It'll be a strike. Like, is there any way they do something funny like that?
Well, I wonder if that happened with Jen Powell on the one last week, if something of that nature happened, because I saw the graphic that also came out of every pitch that was challenged in spring training, and it was all the overturned calls at least, and everything is touching the black, whether it's on the inside part of the black or the outside part of the black, everything is touching the black. And then that one is just right down the middle. I mean, which is just the worst miss of all time, maybe right down the middle.
Tommy.
Yes.
You have a piece of paper in front of you. You have a Sharpie in front of you.
Okay.
Who are you writing down to lead off for our Milwaukee Brewers tomorrow?
I'm just going to click my pen.
Yep.
Starting in center field, Jackson Churio will lead off tomorrow.
You really like the Churio leadoff, huh?
I do. I think of it as Corey Hart leadoff. I want him to see strikes. Churio doesn't walk already. He already doesn't walk. He wants to swing the bat.
I know.
So let's give him some strikes. I'm okay with it. Are you not confident in saying Jackson Churio is a top 2 player on this team when it comes to the lineup?
If he is, then he shouldn't be batting leadoff.
I think you need guys to get on base. So why not have the leadoff guy get on base?
I just worry that he doesn't get on base.
I think he will swing to get on base a lot more. Yeah, I'm all in on Churio leadoff. I actually think that we were talking about him playing center field a whole lot more. He played a whole lot of center field for Team Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. Yeah, I'm okay with him batting leadoff this year. The only other option is who I think you're thinking of, and that would be at second base, Bryce Terang.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate Sal at leadoff. I will be honest.
No, he was great in the 5 spot last year, and now he's probably going to bat 6, but
Right.
he was great in that 5 spot last year, which Murphy obviously pointed out early on in the year that position leads off more than any other position after the number 1 spot.
Bryce's on-base percentage last year was 359.
That's good.
Jackson's was 308.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's rough.
That's rough.
Yeah, 308's not great. 308's not great. But he's trying to swing.
I know. And he missed 30 games. I get it. 414-677-1250. Who is your leadoff hitter for the Milwaukee Brewers? I think I'd go Bryce. Although I don't know that I want Jackson batting second. Like, I don't know where I bat Jackson. I just don't. Who do you have second?
Second base, Bryce Turek.
Okay. And then do you have Yelich third? Because my question is, if Yelich gets old quickly here, how quickly does Pat Murphy pull the plug on? Not he'll still play every day, but will he go down to the 6th spot and everybody else moves up one?
I think I would move Contreras to third because I would predict today that William Contreras will have a better offensive season than Christian Yelich.
You're predicting today that Contreras would have a better offensive season than Yelich.
Yes.
I'm on board. I will second that emotion from you, Tommy.
And I think that am I predicting or am I making my own lineup is also now. So if I'm predicting,
you're making your own lineup.
Yeah, then I want Contreras batting third.
And do you want Yelich 4? Or do you want Bowers 4?
I don't want.
I mean, Jake Bowers just hit 7 home runs,
he was so
including
good.
yesterday.
I know. I'm so scared now for the year.
He didn't cool off.
I'm worried that it's going to be a Vinny Capra situation.
Can you have Bowers 4, Vaughn 5, Yelich 6?
Well, that's not going to happen. But if it was my lineup, Christian Yelich would be batting lower in the lineup. Then I would have him behind Andrew Vaughn for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
The problem you come into is you have too many lefties in a row then because you're looking at Yelich, Bowers, and Frelick,
right?
And Mitchell.
And
that's
Yelich,
a lot of lefties.
Well,
although we don't have Mitchell in our lineup.
So now let's go this way.
Good point.
Right? So center field is a right-handed batter, right?
Yep.
So you go right left with Terang, you go right again with William Contreras, you go back to left, Yelich at 4,
right
Vaughn's at 5, and then you're gonna have back-to-back
Bowers,
lefties.
left to Frelick.
Yeah, no matter what.
Well, not no matter what. I mean, Frelick could bat 8th. You could have Rengifo 7.
Ooh, do you think Luis Rengifo is going to start opening day?
Everybody's saying Hamilton, right? I feel like everyone is saying Hamilton, but you didn't go get Rengifo to not play him.
Yeah, and Hamilton's never. He played a little bit of third last year, but he traditionally is a shortstop, second baseman.
Probably
Rengifo bats. He started yesterday, or Hamilton started yesterday, right?
I think Hamilton started yesterday.
So if Rengifo plays, he'll bat. Will he bat 8th?
Would it be? And then you bat?
Joey Ortiz bats 9th. We all know this.
So the question is: are you okay with 2 lefties in a row with Bowers and Frelick, or if you really want to go lefty righty the whole way, then Frelick's 8th?
You think?
Just based on righty lefty. I'm not saying
based Bowers on bats 6. You have a switch hitter batting 7, and then Frelick bats 8th, and then Joey Ortiz going batting 9th. I like that lineup. I really do, and I like it on paper. I like it what I think that we saw in the spring with that lineup. I like it what we saw yesterday. I would do that. That's what that if I was doing my lineup, that's what it would be. It would
You'd have Frelick 8.
Frelick at the 8th spot with Joey Ortiz batting 9th. At the 7th spot, it's Luis Rengifo. Bowers bats 6, plays left field. I know that's a crazy concept for some people. Vaughn is at first base, batting 5th. Yelich is the cleanup spot at the DH. Contreras, Terang, Churio.
I have one more Jake Bowers question.
3, 2, 1.
Yep. Jake Bowers hit 7 home runs.
Yeah.
Led the team with 18 hits. But if you play Jake Bowers in left field, you're not finishing games with Jake Bowers. You're making defensive replacements at some point, whether it's Lockridge or Mitchell. You're making defensive replacements. Are there games you're more comfortable keeping Jake's bat? And maybe this is more against lefty starters, but keeping Jake's bat for that later pinch hit situation because you're not going to get him to hit in the 8th or 9th, maybe even the 7th if he's starting, because you're making that defensive replacement in the 7th or 8th.
Right. And now the alternative is you're going to sacrifice defense in those later innings, then with Jake Bauers probably being a pinch hit role for a guy like a Garrett Mitchell who would play center field in that, or a Brandon Lockridge,
right. Though
and assume that 7 through 8 spot.
If he pinch hits for them, he doesn't stay in. Somebody else. Like he could pinch hit.
So he takes the AB, then
he takes the AB for Renhefo or Hamilton or Lockridge or Mitchell, but then the other guy can come in and play defense, and it's just purely a pinch hitting.
I do think that there is some value, and Jake has done very well pinch hitting at times too as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. But today, I want him in the starting lineup opening day.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We've got some Thunder Watch to get to. We've got some Bucks talk to get to. And Scott Grodsky from CBS 58 in Milwaukee will join us as well to break down opening day and everything else going on in the world of sports. 414-677-1250. This is your show, Wisconsin. Be heard on the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. To get a link to any of our audio, just text Crosby, Crosby. Text Crosby to 414-677-1250. You'll get shot back a link that'll bring you to our audio page. You can listen to segments. You can listen to whole shows. You can listen to fantastic interviews. All the things you want are right there. Let us jump into Thunder Watch, Mr. Tommy. What do we got? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, the latest edition of Thunder Watch. I actually did try to put a feeler out there with Crosby. He still has no idea he's on it.
Nice.
Luke Fickell, Doc Rivers, Chris McIntosh, Giannis, Garrett Mitchell, AJ Green, Jimmy Haslam, the concession prices and quality at Pfizer Forum, Brandon Woodruff, Shaka Smart, Mason Crosby, and the latest edition before the tournament. Greg Gard.
Well, he
so
stays.
Good thing we kept him. Good thing we put him on.
Yeah, he stays on. Woody comes off.
I agree.
Because he's in the
he made the opening day. Yeah, it was healthy for opening day.
Is there any Bucks player that you have in? I mean, because I was at the game and I mean, Cam Thomas is gone, and he was kind of like not playing that much anyway. I don't know.
Do we put Pete Nance on for making?
No, Pete Nance. No, but it's like Kuzma or Bobby because they like play, they don't play, they play, they don't play. It's like more of like an injury situation than anything else. I don't know.
Can we just put Doc Rivers on again? We put him on twice.
I mean, we could. I actually
Super Doc Rivers.
Can we put Giannis on again? Do we put Thanasis on, who still looks like he's having fun? Do you know what Thanasis' favorite part of a game is? At the end of any quarter, when a Bucks player takes a half court or longer shot, Thanasis always runs under it and catches it like a wide receiver and keeps his feet in bounds.
Yeah.
It's literally like there is so much joy in Thanasis' face when he does that. It's crazy. I kind of love it. I don't know. Are there any Brewers? You know what? Jake Woodford.
Oh,
We're putting the new guy on Thunder Watch right away.
Yeah, Woodford for Woodruff.
Yeah,
it just works.
Yes, exactly. It just
Medium
flows.
woo.
That's
Medium
right.
woo.
Yeah. Hey, nice T-shirt.
Nice shirt, man.
Yeah, Tommy's wearing a new T-shirt. I'm
Could
wearing
you
a
get
T-shirt.
one today? If
Could
you
we
wanted
get
it?
one at Rally House
Select
today?
Few. Select few.
Find Tommy and Timmy at Rally House. Scott Grodsky, CBS 58 in Milwaukee, the CBS affiliate. He's going to join us next. Talk Brewers, talk Bucks, talk everything. Some March Madness, I'm sure. All the things, right? CBS has March Madness. Is that right? I feel like that's right.
Get ready for Scott.
Yeah. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Yankees, Giants on Netflix tonight, by the way. On Netflix.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Mason Crosby Show, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. A follow-up from yesterday, Tony in Oak Creek wants to let us know that Italy versus Northern Ireland in a World Cup qualifying match can be seen on Paramount at 1:45 tomorrow.
Okay.
I gotta be honest, Tony, and I love your enthusiasm. I don't know too many Wisconsin sports fans who are going to be choosing that over. I think there's a baseball game on tomorrow.
Pretty big one.
Is there a baseball game tomorrow?
The first one.
It's one of 162. So it's really just a raisin in the trail mix, as we like to say.
I know you say that, but tomorrow's an M&M, Mitch. Tomorrow's an M&M.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, Miz on the mound for the
Right.
first time. Yeah. Like, the M&Ms are the best part of the trail mix. I understand, you need all of it together to have it, but no, tomorrow's an M&M.
Want to remind everybody that it's the home opener tailgate party tomorrow at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel inside the annex at the Sportsbook. So if you were out there last Thursday with us, it's the same place. It's the best tailgate party of the year, a party with the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network starting at 9 a.m. with John Kuhn and Rami Makloff, followed by the leadoff show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wirtz from 11 to 1. Pato is the place to be with free parking, free Surfside drinks while supplies last, food for purchase, games and fun, plus shuttles to the game starting at 11 a.m. running every 15 minutes. So join the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network for the home opener tailgate party tomorrow from 9 to 1 at the Sportsbook at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Joining us now on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. Friend of show from CBS 58 in Milwaukee. He is the one and only Scott Grodsky. Scott, how are you today?
I am doing so much better right now than I was like 3 minutes ago. I mean, I can't tell you the weeks that I've been waiting to find out where I can watch the Northern Ireland-Italy game. How
do we know where we can watch Northern Ireland and Italy before Brewers? Scott,
right.
How do we know? How do we know?
God, I didn't think about it that way. That's terrifying.
That's why. That is wild. That is wild. Scott, we are 24 hours away, pretty much exactly
from the Northern Ireland Italy game.
From the Northern Ireland Italy game, and from barring all the first pitches and the ceremony and the pomp and circumstance from opening day at AmFam Field, the Brewers and the White Sox. As someone who's covered this team for a long time and covers the offseason and covers spring training and all those good things, Scott, it's exciting that tomorrow's finally here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting to have it finally be a actual opening day home opener because I think 2019 is the last real one because it was 2021. It was 11,000, 12,000 fans. So that to me is the most exciting part of this because really, I mean, in terms of where the team is going into the year, it's similar to the past few years where you have a defending champion team that traded away a key piece that people don't believe can repeat, but they think they can. And so a lot of that stuff is similar, but there is a difference to having an actual opening day be at home instead of being, like last year, opening day was kind of dampened a little bit by losing by 70 to the Yankees and the Torpedo Bats. So it'll be nice to have it actually in Milwaukee.
And Scott, now you brought it up. Before we get into what's going on tomorrow and this season, your overall thoughts on the Brewers off season, because you brought up the Freddie Peralta trade. Obviously, Brandon Sproat's making the opening day roster, putting into the starting rotation. They lose Caleb Durbin, but they have Kyle Harrison cracking the opening day roster as well as David Hamilton. What were just some of your overall general thoughts on how the Brewers handled this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very familiar sight. They made some moves that they felt they had to, given the financial restraints that the team is under. And I think they got decent pieces for it. And at this point, it's really hard not to trust blindly in any pitcher that they bring in that they're going to be good. I was at the exhibition yesterday. I thought Harrison looked a little worse than Sproat, but both of them look fine. I think they're both going to be decent pitchers. I don't know if they're going to be, tearing up the world like Miz did last year and making an all-star game 5 games in or 3 months into their time in Milwaukee, but I think they're solid players. They have decent options at third, and if Hamilton, Rengifo end up not working out, they have plenty of guys who are not too far behind in the minors who are able to step up in those spots as well. So I think they're in good shape again. It's this team is never going to go into a season feeling like the Dodgers where you're expecting them to win 105 games, but they are a good team. They are a solid team. They are a deep team, which every year plays a major role. So I think they're in a good shape.
Scott Grodsky joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. And Scott, Tommy and I engaged in some healthy debate earlier today about Jackson Chourio and our comfort level with him at first base. His on-base percentage last year, 50 points lower than Bryce Terang. If that was an option, certainly they've toyed with Garrett Mitchell out there in the past. I don't think he's earned that by any means at that point. Sal Frelick has been there. What do you envision as Jackson Chourio's best situation? Left field, center field, batting leadoff, batting third, batting lower. What's going to unlock Jackson Chourio's true potential?
I kind of like him batting second, to be honest. Third, I don't mind either. I think he's going to be leadoff tomorrow. I would prefer to have Bryce there. But I don't know. I mean, he's such a explosive, good player. Wherever you put him, it's going to work to some level. That's been one thing the Brewers haven't really been set on for a while now, is the leadoff hitter. I would personally like to see Bryce there and just have that be, whether it's lefty, righty, whatever, have it set. But it is what it is. Obviously, it's worked out well for them switching it on and off. I think Chourio probably eventually settles into left field on a more permanent basis, just given the options they have at center. But I like having flexibility with him too and allowing him to play both when needed. And I think it's going to be a big year for him. I think, assuming he stays healthy, I think you're seeing the 30-30 year that people were hoping for last year. He's clearly got it. Everything that you wanted when the Brewers had him coming up as a prospect, and he was the guy who they signed to that big contract ahead of time. And there was always a sense of certainty, but you never really could know for sure until you see it in the majors. We've seen it. We've seen it when he's healthy for 2 years. We've seen it in the World Baseball Classic. I mean, he's that guy.
Yeah, I mean, an all-time Brewers home run leader in the postseason. He's 22 years old, right? I mean, got to give him the shot. Let's stick with the lineup then, Scott. And another guy who really impressed during the WBC, and the other candidate, it sounds like, for leadoff spot for Mitch, Bryce Terang. How much of the Kool-Aid are you drinking on him for taking that quantum leap we all saw last season, really figured things out in the second half of the year? Now, what he did in spring, he showcased his power yesterday, homering in the game, right? Or was it 2 days ago at the exhibition?
2 days ago.
And obviously had a fantastic WBC. Are you ready for Bryce Terang to really leap into superstardom for this Milwaukee Brewers team?
Yeah, I mean, a lot more than I was last year. I was kind of down on him last year. I thought that his bat just isn't where it needed to be, and it was going to be a bit of a step down from coming off the high of the Platinum Glove and all that. I was wrong. I mean, he was very good last year, a little worse in the field, but still very good last year. And just watching the World Baseball Classic, that's about as big a stage as you can get, and he really could not have looked much better as a hitter. So I think his fielding has not been at the same Platinum Glove level, but that's also a really hard bar to keep hitting over and over again when you're literally the best fielder in the entire league. But his hitting it's consistently gotten better, and it's a good approach at the plate. I think that he's going to have another big year.
And Scott, as we look at the starting rotation, we talked about it a little bit with Harrison and Sproat. Obviously, Mizrowski starting opening day. Woody in the rotation, but not starting opening day, getting a little bit extra rest. Are there legitimate concerns that there's a lot of youth, and that while there might be a lot of depth, are there concerns with this starting rotation?
Yeah, I think there have to be some concerns. I think the depth existing makes it a lot easier to deal with, because if there are one or two guys who have issues, you do have Logan Henderson in the minors. You do have Quinn Priester eventually is going to be coming back as well. I mean, there are ways around it if there are problems. But I think you have to at least see what they do before you feel comfortable. I liked what I saw from Harrison and Sproat yesterday. Obviously, Mizorowski was unbelievable when he came into the league, but he ended the season with a ERA in the mid-4s, I think. It wasn't like he wasn't Paul Skeens throughout the entire year. And I think Chad Patrick as a number 2 is a scary proposition going into a year.
Scott Grodsky, has Giannis played his last game as a Milwaukee Buck?
I don't think so. I don't think he's played his last game this year as a Milwaukee Buck.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're clearly pushing for him to come back a little bit here. And I don't know, until it happens.
Wow.
We've been hearing this for what, 6 years?
We have, but
until it happens, I'm just going to assume he's going to find a way to stay here. I wouldn't be shocked if he's traded in the offseason. That ESPN article a few days ago, there's a lot going on in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be stunned if it happens like I would have been at the start of this year. But until he's gone, it's been too many times of the boy who cried wolf, of the ESPN who cried trade.
I'm just worried that if they put, I'm worried about protecting their assets as you're the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, I don't think it has anything to do about tanking. Like, the NBA PR came out, obviously speaking for Giannis. But I think, like, if you're the Bucks, Giannis has not been healthy. And even if he says he's healthy, I don't trust that he's healthy. And even if it's just the last 5 games of the year, and I get that fans have tickets and stuff like that, but I just don't think you put him out there.
If I'm the Bucks, there's no world where I want to put him out there. And from everything that's been publicized, clearly they don't. It's not a matter of I think they want him to play for them. I think Giannis is a little bit insane. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but Giannis is the guy who he's been in 10 All-Star games, and he's the one who runs up and down the court like it's game 6 of the finals. He doesn't really know how to turn it off. And so I won't be shocked if he doesn't play again this year, but these reports coming out and the NBA PA statement that came out yesterday, it's not a coincidence that these things are happening.
Right.
They want him out on the court. So at this point, I think he's not done this year.
You say they want him out on the court, and I think you're talking about the NBA.
I'm talking about Giannis's camp and the NBA in general, not the Bucks.
Right. Like, they don't control that, though. The Bucks control that.
Yeah.
And that's why I just wonder, and I know, we can go in circles about this, but I just and I don't know. I don't know if Doc Rivers survives this. I would certainly hope he does not, and is not the coach moving forward. I have a little bit more trust in John Horst, although I don't think things have gone really well for him in the past calendar year. So I just I'm all in my feels about Giannis. It was weird, Scott. So I was at the Bucks Suns game Saturday night in Phoenix, and the Bucks won that game. And I'm sitting there.
Yeah, that was a weird win.
That was first of all, the Suns were playing kind of a G League roster as well with Devin Booker, and it was just kind of weird. But I just I'm sitting there and I don't know what I'm cheering for. I mean, I know they're kind of stuck where they are. It's them and the Bulls are both 3 or 4 games better than the next worst teams and 3 or 4 games worse than the next. So they're kind of stuck where they are. So there's no tanking. There's no spots they can move up, but they also can't move down. And so I don't know, do I want them? Do I want to see players who I don't know who's going to be on the team next year, but whoever is, I'd like to see them play well. But I don't know that it matters. I don't know if they end up trading Giannis, this franchise looks completely different. And if they bring Giannis back, are we just running into a wall again next year with a team that's just not good enough with a superstar who's not getting younger, who's just getting older? I don't know. I've never had my emotions in such a twist before about Giannis and this team like I do right now.
Yeah, I really don't even know what fans should be looking for the final 10 games or so, and what you want to see. Because I think either way, the team is going to look drastically different. Whether Giannis is here or not, Horst has clearly proven he does not mind making changes. And there's going to have to be a decent amount of changes either way. I guess Ryan Rollins is someone who is probably still going to be here, and it's been good to see his growth. So he's someone who you maybe want to watch for the last 10 games. But
Pete Nance,
even
Usman Jang,
sure.
like is Miles Turner going to be on the team? Are Kuzma or Bobby going to be on the team?
A future? I mean, Pete Nance is fine,
right.
And it's good for him that he got his contract converted and is a full-fledged NBA member now. And could he be the 10th guy on a team? Maybe, but you're not looking at Pete Nance as starting going into the season next year.
No, you're not.
I don't know. I think Usman Jang is another person who I do want to keep an eye on, because that is someone who is a lottery pick talent who is buried behind obviously the best and the deepest team in the NBA. And when he's been good with the Bucks, man, he's been good. So that's someone to keep an eye on too.
Are you as frustrated as everyone else is that we have not heard from Mr. Gannon in Green Bay?
No, I don't know. I think it's a little out of mind for me.
It's what?
Yeah.
Say it again.
It's a little out of sight, out of mind for me.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, I'll be interested to hear what he has to say when we do hear from him. But there's been so much going on between the NCAA tournament, Brewers opening day, all the stuff with Giannis. I'm quite happy to have the Packers be something that I, put on the back burner for now.
Well, because it's going to jump right back. When the a month away from now is the draft, and that'll jump right back into the front burner.
Yeah, no, I mean, as soon as the draft hits, it'll be huge. As soon as Gannon talks, it'll be anything the Packers ever do goes straight to the front of the line. It's just that's the reality of what the Green Bay Packers are here. But to me, I don't know. I think Gannon made some sense as a hire. I don't know that he's going to revolutionize anything defensively, but I don't think he's going to be a disaster either. So I guess it was a hire that didn't really move the needle for me one way or the other. So that probably gets it to the point where I don't really, hearing from him isn't something that I really care all that much to do. Hafley, when he was coming into the situation he inherited coming from college and being more of a question mark, that was a lot more interesting to see how he would start and how he would come off. Gannon, what's he going to say that's going to drastically change your opinion?
It's a good point. But it's just kind of weird that we haven't heard from him.
A little bit.
Yeah. Scott Grodsky, CBS 58, the CBS affiliate in Milwaukee, joining us here on the Mason Crosby Show. As you are at the home of CBS, is your bracket still intact? Do you have a prediction of who's going to win the NCAA men's tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in decent shape because I'm chalky enough to be in decent shape. So
Smart.
It's weird because saying you're in decent shape in the bracket right now is admitting that you just don't take risks.
which is the way to go these days. That's what college basketball has become with the transfer portal and NIL.
Yeah, and no, I mean, I went real risky. I have two different bracket pools I'm in. In one of them, I have Duke beating Arizona, and the other one, I have Arizona beating Duke. So,
all right,
big risk taker.
Yep, I have Michigan winning mine, but I think I had Wisconsin in the Final Four, and I'm just like, why am I so stupid? Why am I so stupid that I took the Badgers to get to the Final Four?
I can't help you there. I had Wisconsin losing the high point.
Right. Like we all knew that was the 12-5 that was going to happen, which is going to be happening fewer and fewer moving forward as we see the mid-majors just be feeder systems and the minor leagues for the major conferences. But we all we were told all week that High Point was going to jump up and get them, and I still didn't believe it.
It has been nice seeing the Big Ten actually play well, though. As a Wisconsin fan and just as a fan in general from the Midwest, it's the Big Ten obviously has a reputation in the tournament, and I don't know that it's really going to change this year because nothing is going to change that reputation until they actually win one. And I don't know that they're going to. Although you have Michigan,
they got a shot. They got a shot.
6 out of 16.
Yeah, 6 out of 16. But it could be, it could end up being one or 2 out of 8. And, depending on how that all goes, it looks good in a round of 16. But if none of them make the Final Four, then again, we look back like, oh, they were deep, but they weren't that top heavy.
Yeah, no, I mean, as long as as long as Maryland is in the Big Ten and has won a national championship more recently than the conference has, that's a problem.
That's crazy. I hadn't even thought of that. That's a great point.
Yep.
What else you got on your docket, Scott? I assume opening day is all consuming, but what do you got coming up on the air?
Yeah, we got all opening day all the time right now, so we'll have a bunch of coverage. I'll be in the morning shift tomorrow, starting at I think 5 a.m. at American Family Field.
Oh boy!
And then Darius and Lance and I will obviously have coverage throughout the day. So it's a whole lot of that. Got some films, Mark Murphy coming up a little bit later, I think next week, as he goes into the Wisconsin Athletics Hall of Fame, just sort of a retrospective on everything he did as his career as president, CEO of the Packers. Obviously there is a lot there. So yeah.
Did you get to try any of the new food coming up at American Family Field?
I don't know if I get to do that tomorrow. I'm kind of hoping so. That seems like morning show, doesn't it?
That does seem like morning show. I agree.
Yeah,
that should be at least. Yeah, they should make a special plate for you.
Yeah, and there's nothing you want more than what is it, like nachos on a stick at 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning. So
I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah,
5 a.m.
It's 5 o'clock here. It's just the wrong one.
Literally. We are less than 24 hours to first pitch, Brewers and White Sox. Scott Grodsky, CBS 58, CBS affiliate in Milwaukee, joining us. Scott, thanks so much for jumping on, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, that's Scott Grodsky joining us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. We're going to jump a little bit, a little Bucks talk, but also some NBA talk in general. Adding Vegas and Seattle, ? They're the only two cities being looked at. I'm a little surprised Nashville got passed over so quickly. But
not in the NBA.
Even in the NBA, I mean, Nashville has exploded so big in growth, just in general. And they only have 2 major league sports.
Yeah, I think that
they have the population for it.
Well, and I think that if we have this same conversation with the MLB, that
then we're talking.
There would be 2 cities that would get priority over everyone else, and Nashville would be one of them, and Charlotte's probably the other one.
You're probably right. That's a good point. That's why Tommy Wirtz is like the smart one, and I'm the
wild card.
I don't know what I am. Our thanks again to Scott Grodsky for jumping on. Tommy Wirtz, Mitch Nellis here with you on a Wednesday. Mike, Hope Day. Mason Crosby off today. He'll be back tomorrow for a special hour. We've been talking that we're going to be at Potawatomi tomorrow, 9 to 1, and then a special 1-hour Mason Crosby show from 1 to 2 tomorrow.
It's Mason Crosby and
Charlie. Right.
Yeah.
So Mason and Charlie, how do you feel about that, Tommy? Do you have to? Is there anything you need to warn Charlie about working with Mason, or vice versa? Is there anything you need to warn Mason about working with Charlie?
There has been some rumors circling around the office that if they were a couple name, they would be Marley. A lot better than Muck.
Much better. I don't even know where to go. It's Marley for an hour tomorrow on the Mason Crosby Show. But right now, we are the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, where the shows will be tomorrow. We'll be out there 9 to 1. Today from 5 to 7, Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz will be at Rally House Mayfair. That's part of the Mayfair collection, by the way. So if you go to Mayfair Mall, you just might have to go a little bit further or closer, depending on which direction you're coming from. It's at the Mayfair Collection from 5 to 7, and you can register for your chance to win a $100 gift card to the Rally House, and you can use that to buy a Brewers jersey, Badgers, Marquette, Bucks, whatever you want. You do you. You buy a hat, whatever you want to get at Rally House. You go right ahead. They got everything. They got all the gear. They got all the cool things out there.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll
Can't
be
wait
fun.
to see you.
Yep. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Let's see. 920 says Bucks shouldn't decide on Giannis till they see whether they get the pick in the draft. Get lucky, builder on Giannis in a top five-ish pick or whatnot. Agreed. I agree with that. No reason to make a decision until the draft happens. Now remember, the Bucks have to get lucky twice for something to happen, because right now, the worst pick between the Bucks and the Pelicans, even if the Bucks win the lottery, goes to the Hawks. So if the Bucks win the lottery, that means the Hawks have won the lottery, and the Bucks would then get the Pelicans pick. And the Pelicans took the Knicks down to the wire last night. The Pelicans are not trying to lose. The Pelicans are trying to ruin and blow this whole thing up. So it is frustrating for sure. 715 writes in. Let's see. Welcome back to the future. Remember the 80s, Packers, Brewers, Bucks, Badgers all took steps back. Reality is about to smack you homers in the mug. Time to start cheering for women's hockey. Looking forward to you guys crying daily. And by the way, the only team that did better after trading away the de facto number one was the 2020 Rays when they dealt Snell, but they got proven players back. 715, bringing the haterade. I'm not worried about the Brewers. And I'm not really worried about the Packers.
Did the Packers get worse?
Like when?
Like this offseason?
He's just saying, I don't know. I don't think so.
The Bucks got worse.
The Bucks
and
are
they
worse.
will be worse after. Yeah.
Did the Brewers lost Freddie.
Badger basketball did exactly the same. Badger football technically got better,
but underachieved. Badger basketball underachieved.
Yeah. Marquette sucks.
Yeah.
UW Green Bay basketball. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Doug Gottlieb's got the boys running now.
Adam Schefter reporting there will be no discussion about the tush push at the NFL owners meetings, and the play will be back for 2026. I know I know you're pretty excited about that, Tommy.
What are you going to do? You have to ban the pile pushing everywhere, and you can't do that.
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you have to. I don't know. I think you could ban the tush push, but the pile push.
Are you banning tush push? Are you pro ban tush push guy?
I am. I am. I'm not militant about it. I'm not fired up about it. I'm just like,
if it
was up to me, if it was right, it's not my priority. If I were given the choice, hey, I would, yes. I would.
I actually think the kicking rule should be the number one priority off that list that I sent you of the
I saw
when you
some
kick off from the 50 and then you just kick it out of bounds and then it's at the 25. That is actually
right. And they're fixing that. They realize they messed up and they're fixing that.
And the other one was they can declare an onside kick whenever now, which again, still dumb. You have to declare them.
I hate declaring an onside kick.
I also don't think that it really matters because how many onside kicks happen not in the fourth quarter?
Right, but it used to happen every so often as a surprise.
Right, which now point. You have to declare them. Right. So what does it matter?
I hate declaring onside kicks. 414-677-1250, Nicolay Law talking text line. Mike in Greendale, topic of importance. Who LA Knight will fight at WrestleMania, Mitch? We're 3 weeks away, and there's no card for WrestleMania. It is the weirdest year of professional wrestling in the WWE I've ever experienced. Part of it is because Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed got hurt. But it's just really, I don't know. I would guess if I had to guess right now, I think LA Knight's going to fight Logan Paul. That's my prediction.
Your boy.
Because I think Seth Rollins will end up fighting Braun Breaker. I think they'll both get cleared minutes before WrestleMania and then be out for a year. Q writes in on the YouTube channel. Good call on the call out of the Fiserv concessions. Expensive and crappy is never a good mix. He's going to a Nashville Sounds game next week. I'm jealous of that. I would love to get. We've talked about it that we need to road trip down there. Tommy, I don't know when that'll happen.
One day.
I mean, you'd have to bring your equipment with you because you'd still have to do the Brewers pregame and postgame.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, "Isn't Memphis in Tennessee?" Yes.
He's talking about for the Nashville NBA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Nashville's in the middle of the state, and Memphis is at the west end of the state. Yeah, I guess Memphis. They're not close, but they're close-ish. Speaking of the NBA, talks undergoing of Seattle and Vegas being the next two franchises. It'll bring the NBA up to 32 teams. It'll give us 4 divisions. Before we get to that, I'm intrigued. Who is your 4-team division that the Bucks will be in? Because I think I know what I would vote for or who I would vote for. Now, remember, if you're adding Seattle and Vegas, you're probably adding 2 teams into the Western Conference. So 2 teams from the Western Conference have to come east.
So there's 3 teams that are competing for 2 spots on that, right? I mean, it's Minnesota, it's Memphis, it's New Orleans.
Yep.
One of those 3, 2 of those 3 will be moved over to the east when that does happen. If we are trying to base this off of geography, the very obvious 4 would just be the very obvious 4, like just replicate the NFC North, right?
Okay.
Minnesota, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit.
Okay.
And then you lose the Pacer, little juice that's there, but that's been gone all year anyway.
It has been. I actually think if you look at the NBA geography, and I've seen some that I didn't like. I actually think the Pacers trump the Lions, Pistons in this case because of Indiana's proximity to Chicago and because of Detroit's proximity to Toronto. So I think it ends up, Detroit, Toronto, Cleveland, and then something, whether it's.
So Indiana is the 4th team for you?
For me, it's Indiana.
But Minnesota comes over.
Yes. It's Minnesota, Milwaukee, Chicago, Indiana. I don't hate your replication of the NFC North, though. I don't hate going Milwaukee, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit. I'd have to look at how the rest of the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantics figure that out with Cleveland and Indiana and then Washington and Memphis and how potentially that all works out. But I think because of I just think of whenever I drive through Chicago, I'm immediately in Indiana. Right. Michigan is just around the lake,
right?
As opposed to Indiana. Now I know Indianapolis is still another hour and a half down. So it's not right there. But to me that I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. I do think it will end up being Milwaukee, Minnesota, Chicago will be 3 of the 4. And then it would probably either be Detroit or Indiana.
Detroit's actually much further east than you realize.
Right. That's why I was saying they should go with Toronto because they're right across the lake.
One of the things that messed me up more than anything else in the world was when someone told me that as far as the latitude or longitude line, I think it is actually, Detroit's more east than Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
Now Atlanta is in the middle west of Georgia.
Right.
It's not on the ocean.
Just picture the United States map in your head.
Yeah, but that's because we're used to seeing flat maps and Earth is actually on a curve. If you believe,
Are you sure?
I'm not.
Okay.
Because a lot of people recently have been telling me
have you been to space? You know this.
Does space even exist? I mean, what are we talking about here, Tony? You say these things that may or may not exist.
I just remember that being
is that blue sky or is that a painting?
Oh.
That I'm looking out the window right now. Are we in the Matrix or are we? I don't know what exists and what doesn't anymore. I just think that remember that Earth is on a curve, and so on a flat map, Georgia is further east or Atlanta's further east than Detroit, but in real life, it's not.
Is Seattle allowed to be any other team other than the Supersonics?
Absolutely not.
If they get a team back, they will be the Supersonics again, right?
Yep.
And then Vegas, what are they going to be?
I saw Venom potentially the Vegas Venom.
I don't like that. What's up with the no more S's in your name?
I don't mind no S's,
but that's all they do is the Mammoth, right? They came by and
The Mech One Mayhem.
The
You going big with Mech One Mayhem, bro?
Just say.
Dan in the 715 says that idiot from the 715 with his BS take on Wisconsin's teams is a dumb bleep mud duck. I don't know what a mud duck is, but I kind of like it. Dan, thanks so much for chiming in. Nothing better than some 715 versus 715 crime. I'm here for it for sure. Remember, Tommy and Tim are going to be at the Hot Stove Weekly are going to be at Rally House Mayfair tonight from 5 to 7. Wisconsin Sports Daily with John Kuhn. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with John Kuhn will be at the Potawatomi Casino Sportsbook Annex tomorrow. Kuhn will be there 9 to 11. Tommy will be there 11 to 1 with Tim Allen again, right?
Yeah, Tim's special on the pregame show. That's not going to be on the leadoff show, that is.
Right.
That's not going to be a regular occurrence, but Tim will be on the first leadoff show of the season.
So the next logical question is, you guys are doing a show today 5 to 7. You guys are doing a show tomorrow 11 to 1. Sleepover? Slumber party? Do you want to have a slumber party in my basement?
And then he's also doing a show. We're also doing a show till 6.
Right. While you're doing the post-game show.
We'll do post-game.
So like after the show today, do you guys go get steaks and then get your footy pajamas on?
I don't know.
And have a little sleepover and then wake up in the morning and get ready to go?
I have an off-air topic for you.
Oh boy!
That if I tell you on air,
not
you're
safe for NSFW.
No. It's not really not safe for work. I just, it's just an off-air conversation that I know you're going to be like, Tommy, you need to go fight for yourself. And maybe we can.
It's okay. It's okay to say no, bro. It's okay to say no.
I think you're going to be like, you need to say something. You need to ask something.
That's fair.
Yeah.
James is on the south side of Milwaukee. James, you're on the Mason Crosby Show. What do you got, bud?
Well, you guys are just talking about rearranging and doing this with different teams, Central and the South and this and that and everything else. Why don't we just cut 10 teams off that's been leakers and stuff like that for the last decade or so in all 4 of those sports, and do it that way.
So, James, you know the answer, right? And the answer is money, right?
Well, yeah, it's money, but the thing is, I rather if you cut 10 teams for each one of those, you would see better showings and more competitiveness.
Yeah.
But the thing is, attitude and competitiveness and all this other bunch of smoke and mirrors is a bunch of BS that we don't see. We're not. Like you just said, we can expand to every Dargan city. You can have 100 cities have 100 teams and stuff like that. But wouldn't that be boring? I mean, what are you going to have, like one of these soccer league type of things here? You got this, that. Whatever. I mean, come on.
So you think it's too many teams and the product is suffering on the court?
Yes, I do. I for the last decade or so that if you tighten up the Dargan range and that and looked at all the Dargan teams and stuff, started doing that, we'd have better attendance, we'd have better things, and people would want to be sports. What you call the word followers of the different teams more so than anything else.
All right, James, thanks for the call. James wants to contract 10 teams in the NBA. I remember a number of years ago, we did an experiment where we did contract like 4 teams, and we took like the 4 worst teams. There was one, Kevin Garnett was on the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves were still bad. And I don't remember who else was on. I think the Orlando Magic might have been, or maybe we just took the expansion team. So we took like the Grizzlies, the Magic, the Timberwolves, and the Raptors are the most recent 4 teams to join. If we just took those 4 teams out and dispersed those players, like did a draft, so all of a sudden, like the worst team got the best player from those 4 teams, and it does make teams a lot better. Like the play on the court, the teams would be a lot better. But it's just I'm more concerned. Again, that's all smoke and mirrors.
I understand James's idea of concern, not necessarily his solution. But I mean, have you been thinking? Ousmane Dieng could have got a shot, I guess, with an expansion team. But do we need to add Are there 30 other NBA players out there that we're not seeing right now because of the expansion?
That's a good question. There probably are, but like vaguely.
Right. Cam Thomas is going to go be the best Vegas Venom player of all time.
He'll be the 10th guy on a roster instead of the 12th
I
guy on a
need the
roster.
Vegas Venom to, every time it changes in their first year, make a graphic that's like new all-time leading scorer after he puts up 30 points the first game for the Vegas Venom. And then when he ends up going away and it's like 50 points the next game from a guy, the new all-time leading scorer in Vegas Venom. Like, I need
you just want chaos.
30 different graphics
chaos
next year of all-time leading scorers.
414 says Memphis is West Tennessee. Tennesseans don't really consider Memphis part of Tennessee. I agree with that. Being married to a Tennessean, Memphis is kind of its own place. 414 writes in on this. This is Ron and Stallis. 4-team divisions would be a huge mistake for the NBA. 8-team divisions would actually make divisions matter. What we haven't learned from the NFL with losing teams winning divisions. It's actually a good point, except that the NBA doesn't pay attention to divisions at all. As you see from the playoffs, it's just conference standings. It has nothing to do. The NFL has made that mistake. The NBA has not made that mistake, that divisions matter. And they did when they first went that you would get 1, 2, or 3. And then they realized very quickly that like the Southeast was so much worse than the Central and the Atlantic that they got rid of that immediately.
Yeah, makes sense.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talking text line. We will wrap things up next here on the Mason Crosby Show. We are the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. Tomorrow, the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network at the Annex at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel Sportsbook. Rami and John Kuhn from 9 to 11. Tim Allen and Tommy Wirtz from 11 to 1. It's going to be a blast. And if you want all Timmy and Tommy all the time, make it out to Rally House Mayfair Collection this evening from 5 to 7. Your chance to win a $100 gift card, which would be an absolute blast. Ron Dallas really wants these bigger divisions in the NBA to happen because he wants them to matter. I just think if they did that, if they went to four 18 divisions and made divisions matter, that could work. They just have made it in the NBA so that divisions don't really matter. They'd have to make a big change if they wanted to do that. I am out tomorrow. Spring break is upon us. I'm out Friday. Next week, I will be on from an unknown location. But if you are going on spring break to the Panhandle, hit me up. We should do like a Thunder collective tweet up. Remember tweet ups? I don't know if you remember tweet ups. Andy Herman remembers tweet ups.
Do you mean X ups?
Like where you just kiss everybody because X is a kiss. I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore. Don't you have to ask? Don't you have to get consent?
Yeah.
What are you doing April 11th? Because I know that the Brewers play at 6:05. So I figure at 9:30 you'll be at the Don Hudson Center in Green Bay, where the Packers Athletic Club is hosting a Pack the Field yoga event. Cannot wait. Are we going? Can we go? What time do you have to be? The leadoff show starts at 5.
Yeah.
So the Don Hudson Center entrance opens at 9, and yoga practice starts at 9:30.
Please don't make me
two things can be true.
Don't make me go to Packer
Dude,
yoga,
you need
please.
to do yoga. You need to start doing yoga. You are in such good shape now that you just need to start like amping it up even to the next level. And I think
Doesn't
yoga.
Mrs. Thunder love yoga?
Loves hot. No, she does hot yoga. So this isn't exactly for her.
So
She
I have
goes.
to start with yoga before I just go right to hot yoga.
I think so.
Right?
Though you could know hot yoga, man. You would. It's such a good sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've already lost 700 pounds. Like you lose, whatever more.
We'll try.
He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. We are the Mason Crosby Show, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer and Big Chuck. Coming up next on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
I was